How many of you do that to yourself? That you see other people having what you want and you immediately assume there's no room for you. You're too late. You're not going to be as good as those other people. Instead of having your brain go, whoa, look at that. Look at all these people out there doing this. If they can do it, you can do it too, Mel. You have the power to train your mind to filter the world differently. Just like you woke up and you saw the date today, 2/22/22, and your brain saw that and was like, whoa, this is a once in a lifetime day, everybody. Let's go do something with this. You could create that kind of attitude every single freaking day of your life. You could. If you train your mind and if you start taking action. And the power of training your mind to spot positive signs is very simple. Good morning. How are you? I just thought I would log on this morning because I noticed it was February 22nd, which means it is 2/22/22. I mean, on a day like today, where the date is 2/22/22, you can't help but feel like there's something special that could happen today when the numbers line up like that. And so I wanted to take a little bit of time, because it's on my mind, to talk about signs and the power of having and cultivating a mindset where you spot positive signs, where you have the ability to see coincidences, where you train your own mind to spot the breadcrumbs that are leading you in the direction that you're meant to go. So that's what we're going to talk about today. We're going to talk about how to use simple science to train the filter in your mind to be able to spot positive evidence that life is working out for you, that you're on the right path. It's very simple to do. I write about it extensively in my New York Times bestselling book, The High Five Habit. For those of you that are reading along with me in The High Five Habit, I'm going to, after we talk about signs and the science, I'm going to pick up on page 80. I'm reading this book cover to cover for free online for everybody around the world who cannot afford a book. I want to make sure that the science and the research and the stories in this book reaches everybody. So, how many of you woke up and you saw, holy smokes, this is probably going to be backwards when I hold this up. This is what the date looks like. 2/22/22, right? Now, when I saw that, I didn't realize that today was 2/22/22. But when you saw that, wasn't there something, admit it, in your brain that went, oh, that's kind of cool? When you saw that there was this coincidence of the numbers lining up, wasn't there a part of you deep inside of you that felt like something cool could happen today? That when you pay attention to the way that things line up, that something activates inside of you. And so whether or not you're somebody who believes in or has angel numbers, if you have angel numbers, put them down in the comments. What are your angel numbers? I don't happen to have angel numbers. I have a broader connection to what I call seeing signs. I love spotting coincidences. I love finding evidence. I love seeing signs. And I love that sort of magic that lights up inside of you when you feel like, oh my gosh, I have this thing that I want to do, and now all of a sudden I'm meeting somebody that has the exact same favorite movie that I have. That's weird. Or that you send an email to somebody and they write back and they use a particular word and you're like, oh, that's interesting. I am the kind of person that loves to spot signs. And what I have found is that there are ways for you to be able to train your mind so that your mind proactively will spot all kinds of amazing things that line up with what you want in life. And that's what we're going to talk about today. So what I would love for you to do, everybody, is write in the comments, whether you're on Facebook or you're watching me on Instagram or you're watching this after it's a live broadcast and we've posted it on our social media channels. Write down something that you deeply would love to have happen in your life, okay? Oh, somebody else just pointed out that it's also Tuesday today. So it is Tuesday, and it is 2, 2, 2, 2, 2. Baby, that's fabulous. There's another sign that we've got the 2 in the Tuesday too. Wow. So we're really lining up. Something pretty cool could happen today. So what I want you to do right now is I want you to write in the comments what's something that you really want to have happen in your life. Something that maybe you're afraid to really want. Something that maybe you're working toward and it's not happening fast enough yet. Something that you really want, but you're afraid to want it. I see having my own business. That's awesome. Being a fashion designer. That's awesome. I see having a breakthrough in my business. Reconciliation with my daughter. Working with Def Leppard. Finding a full-time job. Finally losing the weight. Okay, these are finding a soulmate. These are all fantastic things to deeply desire, to commit to, and start working on and walking toward. And one of the things that will help you to do the work to create the things that you want in your life is it will help you if you train your mind to start spotting evidence as you're doing the work, as you're going through your day. It will help you if you train your mind to start scanning the world and spotting evidence that yes, indeed, the world is sending you positive signals that things are going to work out. Now, why is it important to train your mind to help you get what you want? Well, the reason why is because if you get into a negative mindset, if you start thinking, shit, this business is never going to work, why even bother? Or I'm never going to meet anybody. It's nothing but losers out there. Look at all these idiots on Hinge. Why the hell should I keep doing this? If you allow your mind to start to rest in a pessimistic, negative, protective, scared, and doubtful stance, your mind will continue to show you reasons why there's nobody on Hinge worth talking to. Your mind will continue to show you all the reasons why you will never make it in business. Your mind will continue to show you all the reasons why you're never going to lose that weight and be able to tuck in your shirt, as my friend Corinne Crabtree always talks about, that transformational moment. And when your mind goes negative, your mind starts to scan the world and will show you more reasons to stop. And the power of training your mind to spot positive signs is very simple. The power is that your mind will start to show you reasons to keep going. Your mind will help you take the step. Your mind will encourage you to feel optimistic, to feel empowered. Just like you woke up today on a Tuesday and it was February 22nd, 2022, and those numbers are lining up, and that makes you in your heart and soul go, whoa, something cool could happen today. Like that shit only happens like once in my lifetime, those numbers are going to line up like that. Today is a really cool day. Let's go do something with this. You could create that kind of attitude every single freaking day of your life. You could. If you train your mind and if you start taking action. And training your mind is the key piece that we're going to talk about. So for those of you that have read The High Five Habit, one of the things that I talk about a lot is every single day find a naturally occurring heart-shaped object in the world. It could be a stone, it could be a leaf, it could be a cloud, it could be a shape in your coffee. Hey Chris, if we've got anything around here that looks like a heart, hand it to me. And the reason why I love telling you to start playing a game with yourself where you start your day going, mind, brain, show me some heart. Oh, what is this? Come here.
Dog treat.
Oh my God, it's a dog treat. Look at this, guys. What shape is that, bitches? That right there is a heart, bitches. There we go. Check that out. If you say, brain, mind, show me a fucking heart today, guess what's going to happen? That damn dog biscuit, you're going to be like, there's a heart. You're going to look out at the sky and you're going to see a heart shape. Oh, right there in the mountains. There's a heart shape in the mountains in southern Vermont. You're going to see it in the clouds. What you're doing when you tell your mind what's important to you is you're telling your mind and the filter in your brain to change in real time and allow into your consciousness what's important to you. And if you want to see hearts, by God, those damn dog treats are going to start looking like hearts, everybody. That's how you train your mind. It's freaking incredible. And if you want to see evidence of this, follow me on social media. If you follow me, Mel Robbins, on social media, you will see every day I am reposting your stories of finding heart shapes around the world. Now, why is this important? Well, it's important because it's a simple way to prove to you that your mind changes in real time. That if you get serious about becoming more positive and optimistic and encouraging of yourself, if you get serious about saying, fuck this, I don't want to see all the reasons why I'm unhappy. I don't want to see everybody else in the world that's launched a business or that's lost weight and is healthy or that has a really good marriage or relationship. And I don't want to see that shit and have my mind process it as evidence that it's never going to happen for me. I want my mind to reprogram itself and see other people's businesses and see other people getting healthy and see other people in relationships. And I want my mind to say, fucking yeah, if they can do it, I can do it. That's evidence. If that person can get healthy, so can I. If that person can find somebody on Hinge, so can I. If that person can reconcile with their child, so can I. Other people can become evidence that you can have it too. Right now, your mind is so fucked up from your past that when you see what other people have and you don't have it, you can't actually translate it through a negative mind and see that that's evidence that you're going to win. You see it like, oh, somebody already stole what I wanted. That sucks. And so what I want to start to open your mind to is that you have the power to train your mind to filter the world differently. Just like you woke up and you saw the date today, 2/22/22, and your brain saw that and was like, whoa, this is a once in a lifetime day, everybody. You are never going to have another day that lines up like this. Ever. What are you going to do with this day? Your mind already interpreted this as, wow, something cool could happen. And if you tell yourself something amazing is going to happen today, something will, because you're going to be looking for it. I swear to God, something will. Something will. If you want to see the good all around you, you got to tell your mind you want to see the good. And this just isn't a bunch of horse shit, everybody. This isn't toxic positivity. There is a filter in your brain called the reticular activating system. The reticular activating system. I call it the RAS. I like to think about it like a giant hairnet on your head. And this RAS sits over your brain. I'm probably getting this wrong. I'm not a neuroscientist. I could give a shit about getting it right. I just need you to know the basics here so that you can apply it to your life, okay? You don't need a PhD to use the science that super smart people have been working really hard on in order to apply it to your life. That's what I'm here for in your life. I'm here to translate this stuff into simple, believable, and actionable things that you can do to take all this super cool stuff that people are researching and apply it to your normal person's everyday life to help you change from the inside out. And one of the coolest things that you have at your disposal is you have a whole system in your body that you can train and change. And one of those things that you can train and change that is impacted by that word you're hearing a lot of, neuroplasticity, that just means that things are able to twist and bend and change and you're able to learn new things for as long as you're alive. As long as you're breathing, everybody, you got a chance to change the way that you think. As long as you are breathing, you got a chance to change from the inside out how you experience your life. As long as you are still here watching me, people, you got a chance to create a new experience in your life. And one of the things that helps a lot is understanding that right now, all of the bullshit from your past has jammed the filter in your mind, body, and spirit, the reticular activating system. And it is clouding your ability to look at the world around you and see hearts. Remember this? Dog treat, hearts, bitches. Look at that. There's a heart right there. If I'm going to ask you, I want you to find a heart today, and I want you to tag me at Mel Robbins when you do. Okay? Tag me. Whoa, we got somebody whose birthday is today. Damn, you better declare something amazing on 2/22/22. That's freaking awesome. Fabulous for you. So here's the thing. Your past has completely fucked up the reticular activity system. The reason why you doubt yourself, the reason why you think nothing works out for you, the reason why you're seeking validation from everybody else is because your life trained you to do that. And I'm here to tell you, you can wake the hell up and you can realize that from this moment forward, you have the ability, using simple and believable tools, to reclaim your mind, body, and spirit, to retrain it, and to use it to help you feel the way that you want to feel, to experience life the way that you want to experience life, and to build a sense of momentum as you go through your day and you start to see all kinds of stuff around you as evidence that you can have it too. I'll give you a simple example. So as many of you know, for a very long time, I've always wanted to launch a podcast. I got my start in the media business back in 2007 by having a local radio show in Boston, Massachusetts on a talk radio station on Saturday mornings. That's what I did. I made $25 an hour. I hosted a show for 2 hours, a live call-in show where we talked about what was going on in the world. It was an advice show. I absolutely loved it. And from there, that show grew. It then became a Sunday night show in Atlanta, and then I got a 5-day-a-week show in Orlando. So you're looking at a woman who got her start in the media business doing local radio. I paid for our kids' braces by reading Invisalign ads for the local dentist. So I have been in sort of the radio or podcast business since 2007, since before podcasts. And then my life took detours like it did. I have not been in radio since, 2011, maybe? So long time, 10 years. And I've been thinking about launching a podcast for 5 years, everybody. 5 years. And every time I would think about it, my mind would look around, and my mind, my reticular activity system, the filter in my brain, was clogged with all kinds of crap. And when I looked around and I saw all these people launching podcasts, that fact of seeing it would filter through my mind, and my mind would say, there's no room for you. You're too late. You're not going to be as good as those other people. So my mind was looking at the outside world and the fact that everybody and their mother was launching a podcast 5 years ago, and they still are today. And it would pass through the filter in my brain, and my brain would say to me, Mel, you're fucked. You might as well just stop thinking about it because you're too late, woman. How many of you do that to yourself? That you see other people having what you want, and the way that that fact that somebody else has gotten healthy, or somebody else has made $1 million, or somebody else has launched a business online, or somebody else has found somebody after divorce and is happier than ever, and you see that and you immediately assume, I'm fucked. Like, it's never going to happen for me. Instead of having your brain go, whoa, look at that. Look at all these people out there doing this. If they can do it, you can do it too, Mel. Look at that. You got all these people that can give you advice. You got all these people that are lights on the path that you want to walk down. How cool is that? You got all kinds of information, all kinds of help, all kinds of evidence that's positive. Well, the reason why my mind didn't see it as positive is the same reason why your mind does not see everybody else's business and everybody else's health journey and everybody else's bank account and everybody else's fancy vacations, or when you walk into a bar and all your girlfriends get hit on instead of you. Your mind does not see all of that as evidence that it's going to eventually work out for you, because your mind is clogged with all kinds of crap from your past. And I'm here to tell you, when you wake up and realize that you could train your brain to wake up every day and go, holy shit, today's going to be a magical day. Today is going to be that 2/22/22 day where you immediately see this. You know, this is the one day of your life where this is going to be the day. Come on in, Jesse. Jesse's here. Hey, YOLO! Yellow, come on in. You could literally train your mind to wake up every day and go, damn it, I'm going to see a heart today, and I'm going to see evidence today that shit's working out for me. And when my mind starts to see that this is going to work out for me, I'm going to feel more empowered, I'm going to feel more inspired, and I'm going to keep going. Because the bottom line is, everybody, your positive mindset helps you with momentum, repetition, and discipline. Your positive mindset helps you by encouraging you to take the action. Because as you know, because you hang out with me, Mel Robbins, thinking about changing your life is not going to change your fucking life. The only thing that changes your life is action. You want something different, you got to do something different. But a filter in your brain that filters the world in a positive way, in an encouraging way, a filter in your brain that acts more like that annoying friend. You know that annoying friend who's always trying to build you up? And I say annoying because when you're committed to being like, it's never working out for me, I'm never going to meet anybody, I'm never going to lose the weight. And your friend's like, oh, are you kidding? You know how amazing you are? You're like, fuck off. Don't tell me I'm amazing. I want to feel terrible. So when you start to change your brain, when you start to really go to work on this filter, you're going to turn your own mind from a critic and somebody who's nasty into that friend that's really cheering you on. See, this is going to work out for you. See, you should keep going. See, this is really good for you to do. And that's why it's important. It's really hard to take action when you have a shitty mindset. It's really hard to find what's called the activation energy, the force to push yourself through the resistance and the fear, if you are committed to believing that it's not worth doing anyway. And so action is critical. Action is where the 5-second rule comes in. But if you want to supersize this and step on the accelerator, you must start to train your mind. And one way you can start to do this is to look for hearts every day. That's one chapter in the book we haven't read yet. See, this is a dog treat that was shaped like a heart. I asked Chris, he scanned the room. Boom, bitches, that's how this works. The other way that you can start to train your mind is to learn about the filter in your brain, to learn about the fact that this filter in your mind has the ability to change in real time what you see. Okay, now I'm going to start reading from the High Five Habit. This is, I don't even know what chapter, I don't know what chapter it is, doesn't matter, but we're on page 80. We're on page 80 in chapter 6, and we're reading about the RAS. How cool is that? So for those of you who want to know, it's right here. You're the boss of your RAS. Page 80. Yep, I know. Aren't these nails killer? I got them for Valentine's Day. I just love them. And you know what's interesting about these nails? Is that every time I see these nails, they just have little hearts. I don't know how to hold them there. And I see the hearts, it makes me smile. I really love these because they're sort of a visual reminder of positivity and love. And when you start to get serious about changing your mindset and clearing out the crap that's in the filter of your mind called the RAS, you open up more room to see more of this kind of stuff. Hearts and positive signs and connections and coincidences. And you're going to start to manufacture and build the belief that yes, indeed, life is going to work out for you. It always works out for people who push through the bullshit and every day wake up and push themselves forward and keep taking the step forward and keep taking action. It always works out. All right, page 80. You're the boss of your RAS. Now, I'm sure you've had the experience of being broken up with, and for days, weeks, or even months, all you can do is see things that remind you of your ex. Oh my God, we've all had that, right? You know, when you like break up with somebody or they dump you, and then you just see their stuff everywhere. You see reminders of them everywhere. Oh, there's that cafe we had our first date. Oh, it's her favorite song on the radio. You listen to sad songs on repeat. You mope around. You stalk your ex online. All of which, by the way, when you take those actions, it tells your RAS that your ex is still important. Even though you haven't seen your ex in weeks or months, the reminders seem like they are everywhere. And then, have you ever noticed? Suddenly, you meet somebody new. And it's like that RAS, it kicks your ex right out of your brain. And the new lover, they move right to the front of the line. Next thing you know, all you see when you're in love, what do you see? You see exactly what your emotional state is. You see all these other people who are in love. You hear all these love songs. It seems like everybody in the world is just as happy as you. Now, you know what happened? Your RAS, the filter in your mind, did that. And you know what you don't see anymore? You never see any signs of your ex. Because the filter in your mind realized that your new lover is way more important than your ex. So it literally pulled the ex out of your brain. Your new lover floods right in. And the way that you filter and see and experience the world changes. That's why this filter in your brain is so important. When what's important to you changes, the way you see the world and the way you see yourself changes too. Your RAS filters out all the old shit and all the crappy feelings related to your ex and opens the door for things related to your new love. And guess what? Your RAS is going to do the exact same thing when you decide, you know what? It's time for me to stop beating myself up. The stories you tell yourself about yourself are so crucial because if you keep repeating a story that I'm a failure, I'm a bad person, or if you keep picking apart your appearance or your bank account or your, guess what? Your filter's paying attention. And your filter is going to believe that it's important to you to only show you more reasons why you're a failure or why you're a bad person. You need to flip it because the flip side of this is true too. If you change the story you tell yourself, if you go from saying, I've fucked up my life to I'm a work in progress and every day I get a little bit better, the more that you repeat, I'm a work in progress, and every day I keep getting a little bit better. The more you repeat that, everybody, the faster this filter in your mind is going to change, and it's going to start to go, oh, look at you. You just held the door open for that person walking. You're a good person. Oh, look at you. You sat down on the floor and you exercised for 10 minutes to a online tape. You're a good person. Every day you're doing this. So I'm going to give you a different way to look at life. If you are willing to try it along with the high five challenge, you will see real and exciting changes in your life. So let's get started. So I'm going to teach you how to flip a limiting belief into a really positive one. You ready, everybody? So how many of you tell yourself that I screw everything up? This was mine. I screw everything up. Mel Robbins, you screw everything up. How many of you go, I'm a failure? I'm a failure, right? That you constantly are like, I'm a failure. That's me. Just put it right here on my chest. That's my title. I'm a failure. Well, I want you to flip it to, I forgive myself for everything that I screwed up when I was just trying to survive. And every single day, I'm working hard to become a better version of myself. There you go. There you go. Because here's the truth, everybody. When you believe you make everything in your life a disaster, you are believing the wrong things. When you say, I ruin everything, you basically are saying you're so powerful that you constantly only create one outcome. I mean, think about that. When you constantly say, I screw everything up, you're basically saying, I'm so powerful that I only ever screw things up. That's how powerful you are. And that the outcome's always bad. That you're so influential in your negativity, that it's always bad. That you're such a force of negativity, that when you get near something good, it turns into a disaster. Well, this is actually a really good thing. Just stay with me for a minute. Because here's the thing, you are powerful, totally powerful. And the problem is that you see evidence of your power everywhere, but you only see it in the messes that you've made in your life. Now, you wouldn't be able to create a colossal track record of messes if you were powerless, right? I mean, like, think about this. If all you ever do is screw things up, if all your ever mind sees is that you've screwed things up, you know, looking back, this used to be me. I can count all the problems. We don't have time for all of them, but I created in my life. I mean, should we start with law school? How about the 2 jobs that I quit in a panic attack? The 2 boyfriends that I cheated on? How about hitting rock bottom in my 40s? How about blaming Chris for all our problems? Like, all I saw for a long time when I look backward were piles of crap everywhere that I managed to step in like a giant pile of dog shit in the yard. Now, I want you to look at the messes that you've made. If you can create such a huge pile of crap in your life, here's another truth, everybody. You also have the power to create something really amazing when you put your mind and energy to it. If you can create piles of garbage, you can create piles of glitter. You really can. See, amazing outcomes can materialize just as easily as the shitty ones do, everybody. But it all has to do with what you believe you're capable of and how that belief focuses your time and energy in a particular direction. If you're focused on how you always screw things up and you always fail, we've got to flip that on its head. If you get up in the morning and you look in the mirror and you're like, ugh, then you get a life that feels like, ugh. So when you start your day by adding a high five in the mirror to your morning routine as a new habit, what the high five says is, hey, I forgive you, and today's going to be a good day. It says, I see you. Yes, you are working hard. Yes, you are trying to do better. And here's what's super cool. When you send yourself into the day by adding a high five to your morning routine, to yourself in the mirror, what happens is you see a new world outside that bathroom door. You may not like it, but you know that you're going to be intentional about how you step into that world today. And we talked a lot about that because I'm reading this on 2/22/22. You can't wake up today and go, oh, this is just another day in my life. When you wake up on February, Tuesday, there is another 2/22/22, you know that some crazy magical shit's going to go down today. Okay? 2/22/22, that's fucking awesome. You got the opportunity to create that kind of energy in your life every day. So right now you have the great skill and habit of looking at things a certain way, in a negative filter. But if you built that same kind of strong skill set and you looked at things the opposite way, I mean, imagine what would happen. Imagine if you swiped left instead of right. Instead of saying, ah, shit, I dropped the ball again. What if you said, how can I fix this? How can I make this situation a little bit better for me? What is in my control? I screwed up is not your only option, by the way. Just think about that. When something terrible happens, saying I screwed up, that's not your only option, everyone. You can start saying something else. You know what? I can solve this problem. I can figure this out. This is preparing me for something. I believe that. I am exactly where I am supposed to be because there is something in this mess that I'm standing in that I'm supposed to learn and fix and, rise up and discover some strength about. And the cool thing about the filter in your brain, this RAS, is that training it to work for you, it's really actually quite easy. This mental flexibility is already inside you. You've already experienced the power of your RAS and you didn't even realize it. This is so cool. Let me show you what I mean. So, how many of you have ever shopped for a new car? Or you've gone with somebody that has shopped for a new car? Or you just are dreaming about a new car? Let's put it this way. Right now, what is the car that you would love to drive? Okay, describe it in the comments. What's the car you would love to drive? Okay, and be specific. Is it a red Mustang convertible? Is it a navy blue Audi A8? Is it the silver matte G-Wagon? For me, I love those old Defender kind of safari style Jeeps, not the new ones. I like the old ones, the ones that have the seats in the back that sit towards each other and fold down. I love those things. And And so here's the thing. When you write it down, I see a baby blue Bentley, a navy blue BMW 6, a Tesla, a 1974, a G-Wagon, a white Honda, a black Range Rover. Now here's what's really cool. As y'all are getting really excited, your mind is paying attention. Guess what's going to happen today and tomorrow? Guess what's going to happen? What are you going to see when you walk out the door? Now that you have lit yourself up thinking about this G-Wagon or this Honda or this BMW or this ice blue Bentley, guess what you're going to see? You're going to see that fucking car you want. All of a sudden you'll be like, why is everybody driving a G-Wagon? Why are there Range Rovers all over the place? Why is there a lime green Mustang on the road? Believe it or not, everybody, that's not a coincidence. The reason why you suddenly see a car once you decide you want one is because the filter in your brain paid attention. It changed in real time. That's neuroplasticity. The filter in your brain just changed. And now your mind is letting in any image related to that thing that you want. Boom! That's how this works. Your mind is designed for mental flexibility. Now, all of you are like, holy shit, that's right, Mel. Well, guess what? If your mind will do that without you even thinking about it related to a car, if you get intentional about changing your mindset, if you get intentional about telling your brain, I want to see fucking signs that my life is working out. I want to see reasons to keep going on this goal. I want to see evidence that this is possible. And when you start to get serious, your brain, the mental flexibility, the neuroplasticity, it will flip in real time, everybody, and it will change for you. So I'm going to unpack this more using the analogy of shopping for a car. So let's say you're in the market for this new car and you've decided, I'm going to test drive an Acura. And you like it because you love the color red. And you don't know anybody that drives an Acura. Plus, you've just read that an Acura is a really reliable car. Now, I want you to stop and think. When's the last time you saw an Acura? Well, unless you own one or you work in an Acura dealership, you probably can't remember the last time you saw a red Acura. Now, the reason why you can't remember it is because seeing a red Acura wasn't that important to you. So your RAS, the filter in your brain, was blocking it out because your RAS knows this bitch doesn't care about a red Acura, so I'm not going to show it to her. I'm only going to let in the stuff that I think she cares about. Now, those red Acuras, they're out there. They're driving past you every day, but they're not important to you until you decide they're important to you. See, your brain can't consciously process every single make and model and color of every single car that is driving past you or parked on the side of the road. And the reason why your RAS lets some things in and some things out is because your RAS is trying to manage information overload. So it's really picky about what it lets into your conscious brain. Now, of course, you see all these cars. You're just not registering them in your conscious mind. They come and they go. They pass through the filter of your brain. But the second you start thinking about buying a red Acura, your RAS is so damn nimble, so flexible. It's like a little gymnast. This is neuroplasticity, baby. And it will change its own filtering system, boom, the second you decide it's important to you. Just thinking about buying the red Acura lights up that filter in your brain. Now, this network of neurons only gets stronger as you read about red Acuras. And when you test drive it, it gets even stronger. When you comparison shop, when you sign the paperwork, when you drive off the lot, when you post about it on Instagram, all those thoughts and actions are telling the filter in your brain, I love red Acuras, damn it. And then suddenly overnight, guess what? That's all you see. And you're like, shit, why did I buy a red Acura? I had no idea everybody owned a red Acura. Well, they were always there. It's just that now that it's important, your brain is trying to help you by showing you what it thinks is important to you. That's how it works. That is an example of mental flexibility, guys. That's an example of how your RAS is trying to help you by showing you what it thinks is important to you. Now, here's the thing I want you to understand. If your red Acura, if your RAS rather, your filter in your brain thinks red Acuras are important, what's your brain going to show you? Red Acuras. If your filter in your brain thinks it's important to you to believe that you fuck everything up and that you're a failure or that you're stupid, what do you think the filter in your brain is going to show you? That's right. It's going to show you reasons why you failed. It's going to show you evidence to doubt yourself. It's going to show you evidence that you're a fuck up. See, it works in the positive and the negative. And this is why it's so important for you to understand that the stories that you tell yourself really matter. Because the stories that you tell yourself, that's what is truly programming the filter in your mind. And you're either telling yourself stories that keep the filter in your mind stuck in the past, or you're going to get freaking serious, everybody, about changing those stories and flipping how you talk to yourself into something positive, encouraging, so that the filter in your mind, the RAS, starts to be positive and encouraging in the way that it filters the world. Now, let me unpack this even further. If you repeat negative self-talk, your RAS believes it's important, just like the Red Acura. And so your RAS starts to scan the environment for ways to affirm negative thoughts like, I look disgusting, I hate my body, why can't I be as pretty as everybody else? Your thoughts tell your RAS what's important. That's why you feel trapped in a world aimed against you. You need to retrain your RAS to get out of degrading yourself every single morning in the bathroom. The way that you talk to yourself when you look in the mirror in the morning and how you treat yourself, it matters. That's why this high five habit, which is simply adding a physical high five to yourself in the morning to your morning routine. It is so important because visually, when you go to raise your hand and high five yourself, you're watching it. And that is sending messages to the filter in your brain. Oh, I like myself. Oh, I empower myself. Oh, I believe in myself. This is one way that we're clearing out the filter in your mind, and we are using mental flexibility and neuroplasticity to reprogram new thoughts and new behaviors. And I'm explaining this in detail because I need you to understand why high-fiving yourself in the mirror as part of your morning routine is a game changer. I know you're skeptical. That's why I'm explaining the science. Now, right now, you have a tendency to live in this really negative emotional place thanks to your past. The high five habit, adding a high five in the mirror to your morning routine, that's going to change that. It's going to help you restore yourself back to a more positive, optimistic mental and emotional state that you were designed for, a state that inspires you to take action. Now, I've said it before and I'll say it again. You cannot think your way to a new life. You must act your way there. And when you high five yourself every morning in the mirror, that is a consistent, simple, believable, proven, backed by science action that will help you make that change. When you change the way that you look at the world you're looking at changes. Yes, it is that simple. And let me repeat, I understand that your problems are big and overwhelming and real. I understand that high-fiving yourself in the mirror every single morning as a new habit to add to your morning routine, I understand that it doesn't change those problems that are big and overwhelming. But you know what it does? It changes you. It changes how you see yourself and what you're capable of achieving, how you see the world and what opportunities or solutions you can create. And it's how you push yourself forward, grounded in faith and belief that when you do, something amazing will happen. Just like you woke up on February 22nd, 22, and your brain saw these numbers and immediately thought something amazing could happen today. This is the only day where the numbers 2, 22, 22 are going to line up like this. You thought something positive. Just like that, every single day, you have the ability to teach yourself how to wake up and ground yourself in faith and belief that something amazing is going to happen to you today. Every single day, your brain is going to start to get a new message about what's important to you in your future. And your brain will fall in line and begin to filter the world in a new way to help you get what you want. You see, seeing things differently is not going to make your problems disappear, but it will allow you to see different solutions, different opportunities, and different possibilities that you haven't seen before. Just like when I tell you, go today and find a heart. Here is a dog biscuit shaped like a heart. There it is, bitches. Train your mind to see something positive. Why is this important? Because when you start to see evidence that your mind is flexible and can see what you tell it to see, whether it's shapes or coincidences or positive evidence, everything starts to flip on its head because you've changed yourself from the inside out. So the question is, aside from that high five. How else can I train my RS to work for me? Well, guess what? Guess what? Chapter 7, which we're going to read tomorrow. Why am I suddenly seeing hearts everywhere? Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, everybody who has bought a copy of the book and who has given copies of the book to friends. It is the greatest joy of my life to share the simple things that I am learning, to share the struggles that I have faced and still face with you, and to know that shoulder to shoulder, we are in this thing called life together. And that by sharing the simple, believable actions and research supported tools that I've discovered that are making a difference in my life, it is such a joy to see that they are making a difference in your life and your ability to take control and to create a life that you love, which is what you deserve, from the inside out. Hey, it's Mel. Thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed that video, by God, please subscribe, because I don't want you to miss a thing. Thank you so much for being here. We've got so much amazing stuff coming. Thank you so much for sending this stuff to your friends and your family. I love you. We create these videos for you, so make sure you subscribe. Mwah.